Welcome to a very special edition of the Heart to Heart Taste of Love series, in which we present clips from a workshop and a full-length interview recorded with a great master of conscious sex and relating, Shantam Nityama.
What?
I said that's the interview then.
I can see it. Why am I always coming in late on things?
Yeah? Yeah, we're going to sit here. Is that okay? Hi, and welcome back to Heart with me, Shakti Sundari. I am truly blessed to be sitting here with Shantam Nityama, who is world known internationally for his work in consciousness, tantra, sacred relating, and energy healing. So welcome.
Thank you.
Sometimes called the Tantric Mongoose, Nityama is a potent catalyst for deep personal and collective healing. Over the last 35 years, his guidance has facilitated powerful transformation in the lives of thousands, and he's most well known perhaps for his Nitvana bodywork that uses universal life force or sexual energy to release trauma and conditioning and return both men and women to their intrinsic nature.
If a man is really present when he makes love, then you're just supposed to be an orgasm from the time his penis touches the outside of your vagina until he takes it away. Your question is never about, am I going to have an orgasm tonight? You're going to be able to the wrong person if you've got to ask yourself in your head, am I going to have an orgasm tonight? Because orgasmicness is your very nature. So all you're saying, if you're not orgasmic with a man, I don't even feel comfortable enough with this man to breathe with him. Then why the fuck are you there? You ain't comfortable enough to breathe with him. But you want to take it this time and space and you want to provide for you. Why? Are you that scared of life? Are you that disconnected with the mother to the point if you don't offer yourself up as some kind of sacrifice, you won't be able to live?
A true master of our times, Nityama inspires us to shake off our conditioning and rise up to our divine potential.
I was here yesterday listening to your talks. Thank you. I felt so much truth and humor as well. And I was thinking last night, I've got this amazing opportunity. What will I ask? And the thing is, in your presence and in the knowing of the truth of what you speak, there are no questions.
That's the reason why I pass out hugs.
So I thought, well, what am I going to ask? Because there are no questions, really.
No, we could just talk about some random aspect of life that a new perspective could possibly be.
Well, I just bumped into a guy outside and he started to ask me, did you go to Nityama's talk yesterday? How did you understand the thing about the masculine and the feminine and all of that? I just want to know how to be a strong man. And I said, okay, I'll ask him for you.
See, sometimes your question reveals your intention and your motivation. See, first of all, why does he want that? For what goal? For what end? For what purpose? See, if the purpose is to heal women, then the focus of his attention or his communication to me
would be more about how do I come to understand women, not how does he do this, 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 and this. Do you follow me? To be a strong man. But the attitude of what he thinks strength is already completely faulty. Most of the male energy on this plane is unhealthy male energy. So it's amazing even that women started to mimic men when the men themselves were already unhealthy. So now you got women mimicking unhealthy masculinity all over the planet, all over this plane, let me correct that.
As women, how do we free ourselves from the unhealthy masculine that we've embodied?
Well, you could just momentarily take a break from the masculine energy period, since you're going to have to redo it anyway if it was unhealthy. So you could just fall back out of that for a minute, get familiarized with your femininity again, or get familiarized with it for the first time if you're like most women that leave home. Whenever they leave, they're already a pseudo-male before they leave home.
Yeah, you spoke about the pseudo-male yesterday. So what is that? What is a pseudo-male?
A pseudo-male is a young girl that's like 12 or 13 years old. Puberty hits. She's been in, her and the father have been really close, and all of a sudden puberty hits, and then he's like, because he's now having to distance himself from her because of his own unclarity in his own sexuality. So he doesn't want to violate her. So rather than push himself, he distances himself from her. But this confuses her. She thinks there's something wrong with her femininity. So in regards to that, she then in turn turns around, sees him in their relationship as the survivor and herself as the victim. And then she decides she never wants to be in that victim role again. So who does she need to pattern herself after? The one that survived, which is her father. So now she takes on all these pseudo-masculine characteristics, and now she's ready to go into the world to choose a mate. A pseudo-man coming into the world looking for a man.
Because you're up here being a man. And men have no opportunity to experience that level of orgasmicness that is your very nature as a woman. The reason why the man comes to you is to get on your orgasmic jet and take a ride with you. He's in the horse and buggy category. But if you as women forget why he came, then rather than y'all say, oh, come on, I'm going to take you for the ride of your life. Now y'all up there like, let me see, I want to do something to you. I want to do something to you. I want to make you squirt. Why you want to make a fucking bitch out of me? See, you women want to do stuff on me. But did you realize you're weakening them? With your business? I'm in no way coming to a woman asking her to do on me what I'm doing on her. She's just telling me I have no understanding of what it means to be a woman. So I come to her with understanding, and I touch her back. I see that the place where her heart is that she never opens, I touch it. And she goes into something. And rather than her stay with what it put her into, she immediately snatches herself out of that and punches me in the same place. But she don't even know why. Why are you punching on me? To show me I can do to you what you do to me. Poppycock, show me your dick. It's a lie. And why are you carrying that lie in your body? It was never intended for you to do to me what I do to you. Why are you even attempting such a thing unless you've lost your way? Are you following me? If you come to the planet to be a woman, then be a woman. Represent. The mother sent you down here to do her bidding for her, because the only way she can be on the plane is through your body. But she can't send you here to be here so she can come into the plane to bless the plane through your body. And what did you decide you want to do? Become a man. It's more exciting. Men get to do more interesting things. Y'all have lost your minds. The mother is so powerful and has so much in store for you that you have missed chasing, trying to compete with men until it's just ridiculous. So a woman come up to me flexing her muscles to show me how much I can compete with you. No, the fuck you can't. You're out of your mind. So anybody's out of their mind could never, ever compete with me.
Well, there's so many things that need to be corrected on this plane at this point in order for people just to get back to being able to apply critical thinking to anything. Most people can apply critical thinking to absolutely nothing at this point. And it's a sad situation when there's so much intelligence here, just no understanding of how to properly use it.
How do we access that intelligence?
See, most of the things that we are attempting to go get or access or find or this or that or the other, no, you're better off to drop all of the ways in which you're trying to access. Drop all your looking. It's already there. You're never going to find anything ever that's anywhere other than sitting right there right now. It's just, you just got your own vision skewed. So you really want to learn how to start to dismantle all the things that you've allowed to crowd in on you until you can no longer see too much in your face. And much of it you go looking for yourself, and then people bring another big dose that you were in no way expecting, and now you overloaded.
There's so many people here, so many men and women, they want to know, how do I embody the healthy feminine? How do I embody the healthy masculine? How do we relate?
Here's the problem. If you came to me and you say, I'm purple, how can you help me get rid of that? Can you help me really can you help me? I really need help. And I'm standing here looking at you and I realize there's nothing purple about you. So that's a hell of a predicament for me to be in. I got to help you stop being purple, but I'm looking at you and you've never been purple. So now I got to automatically go into some kind of trickery. I've got to do some kind of issue move with you in order to get you to somehow eventually look in a mirror, and then you're going to go look in the mirror and you're going to go, I'm not purple. I said, problem solved. But I would never have been able to walk you over there and say, look in the mirror. You'd have fought me all the way, tooth and nail.
When you were talking yesterday, you said that most women are unactivated. They come into the earth unactivated and they die unactivated.
Yes.
What does that mean?
When I say that a woman that comes into this plane and most of them leave never having been activated, what I'm referring to is that in indigenous cultures, you would always make a definite transition from being a little girl to being a woman. We have none of that here. So women 60 years old, they still running around trying to dress like they 12 because they still want to be 12. Or if they 45 or if they 50, they still want to be 12. Because nobody showed them a life past childhood. Nobody gave them any instructions about what that's going to be like. Nobody gave them any instructions on parenting. Nobody gave them instructions on sexuality, on business, on nothing. And then one day they say, you can go now.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like sexual activation.
I am talking about sexual activation because in the tribal indigenous culture, the girl would be activated by somebody that understood everything when she was 12 or 13. Then she would be allowed to go out into the tribe and choose somebody. But they wouldn't send her out there ignorant. You would eventually destroy the whole community. And the boys are taken out by one of the aunties and also instructed on how to be with a woman. Women come to me and I ask them questions and I ask them, I said, so did anybody ever tell you what kissing is? No. Well, do you know? No. I said, so you just made up your version? Yeah. I said, does it look anything like the movies? So this is what the girls and women, I'm not even talking about children, I'm talking about 35, 40, 50-year-old women are coming into me like that. Go figure. What is an individual focusing on to know that minimal amount about themselves as an adult woman? Not even how to kiss. So they're looking for a man and they got a checklist for him. They want him to have all of the highest, most stellar qualities available on this plane. But they forgot to put one thing in there. He has to also be attracted to idiots. Because I am doing nothing to make preparation for being around that kind of man. And you don't have to do nothing but ask her, and when her eyes go blank, you know she has never even thought about it. But how does that work? And how are men functioning on a level where they are still attracted to that and call themselves a man? And it's one thing to be attracted to the beauty and then somehow see, wow, if somebody really took some real deep time with her and had confidence in her, loved her no matter what, let her be free, she would turn into a most beautiful blossom. Do you feel me? But just to walk down on and go, oh, wow, she's a 10. You know he's retarded. Because you never can actually assess anything just by looking at it and going gaga. The first thing is a man that's in possession of himself is never going gaga. So if a woman is being gaga'd, she ought to run and save herself a lot of time and misery.
So I need to be able to be with every spot on her body until I figure out the combination for it. Why do I want to do that? Because there's information stored in this spot that I'm unlocking. There's information in every one of her tap-down receptors on her body. She's like a piece of perfect farmland that's been trashed. All kind of garbage cars, trash trucks, everything thrown in the creek. But you standing up on the hill and you look down and if that all was cleaned up, that would be a prime piece of property. That's how I look at women. You know what? If she was all cleaned up and made a little bit sane, she is a prime piece of property. Well, to make a man real proud after he done cleaned it up, put all his hard work into it, and you know, that kind of thing. So every spot on her body is like this. You're the farmer. You got to till the soil and get the information to the surface. That's what you're there for. Not for your little... So every time that you touch a woman, it ought to be way beyond the last time you touched them. It should be that to infinity. Why? Because she is capable of pleasure and enjoyment and sensual sensation to infinity. So she's got all these spots on her body. How do you keep her from being bored? Most men get in a relationship and they have sex with a woman for a few months and she's bored as fuck. And he realizes it because she stops wanting to have sex. That's an indication to you. When the woman that you're with, that you decide you want to be with, and now you sitting there in the room wondering, I wonder am I going to get to have sex this week? This week. And she ain't sure yet if it's going down. I'm saying, I don't understand. A woman is a 24/7 availability. How did she get to the point where she can look at you and say, nah, I ain't going there with you. And you, oh, come on. Like a little boy talking to his mom. Oh, mom, come on, let me go. I'll be back. No, come on, that's no posture for a man. I want to be able to look at a woman, and when I look at her, she's like dripping and rolling over here on the floor. Were you looking at me for any particular reason, Dad? Or come over like, I just wanted to get a sniff of you. You know, that's when you know you're real there, because the woman starts responding to you with her nose. She just wants a sniff of you. Can I just have your t-shirt? Tune in to the woman. Most of you want to be with her, but you've never tuned in to her. The woman is going to feel you be sensitive enough. She wants the internal female inside of you to be so well developed. See, when I come up to a woman, the first thing she feels for me ain't me, it's her. And when she feels me being able to bring her to her, she just goes, how you gonna fight with yourself? So you men are trying to bring you to her. And she's like, hold up. Come a little bit too close. I know I ain't ready to kiss you yet. Give me another month. You're supposed to be telling her, hold up, baby. Hold. I'll kiss you in a minute. I ain't ready yet. That's supposed to be your posture. She ain't supposed to be making you kiss her. Do you feel me? Y'all got it all twisted. And when you get it twisted, she's never gonna be happy. She's gonna be a pain in your ass. Make no mistake.
You said something yesterday that really struck me, and I want to ask you about it.
Yeah.
You said a man's job or task is not to bring himself to her, it's to bring her to her.
Exactly.
Can you explain that?
Well, if a woman is born into this society, then the first thing that this society does is take her from herself. With the fairy tales and the fantasy books and all of this stuff, patting her on her head for her ABCs, you know, all of the things that are programming her to never live based on her own internals. It's just completely ripping her from her internals. So if a man catches a woman that just came out of home, they never gave her anything the whole time she was there to correct that. In fact, they laid more you should and shouldn't do this kind of stuff on top of that insanity. And now here you come out pseudo male with all this foundation up under you. And you smiling at me. And I'm saying, wow, she is a very beautiful woman. But I look behind your eyes and your eyes will be doing such strange things. I said, but she's in no way fit for human consumption at this point. And then I would come closer and see, and I would tell you, you know, you right now you're in no way fit for human consumption. And you'd ask me why, and I'd say, tell you. Now my question is, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired inside of that madness? Because if you are, then take my hand. And I will lead you into some of the most excruciating uncomfortableness that you could ever imagine in your life. But on the other side, you will never do anything but thank me. Because see, really living is in no way for the weak and timid. It's only for those that are willing to risk their life to have a life. And on this plane, that kind of a woman walking through, she's gonna command respect from everybody that can see her. That's how rare they are. Women that are that gutsy to lay it all on the line for something other than themselves, ultimately truth. They're rare. Those are, you know, those are real live warrior women. Them the real grandmothers. Those are the real Iamis. They in no way play. They all about truth. These women down here, they all about fashion. Fashion, two different things.
You mentioned something yesterday about hungry ghosts.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a little joke of mine that a hungry ghost is the kind of men that come to gatherings where they know there's going to be a lot of women there. But or should I say, and they also know that probably most of the women there are in no way going to want to do anything with them, but they go anyway. So then they move around the environment, inside everything, and they're looking for somebody that's going to have that weak moment. I mean, I call them hungry ghosts that are just looking for something to prey on. But they're empty. They're not in touch with themselves. You know, they're really never bringing anything. They've never studied or been interested in women. They want them, but they've never invested anything into really knowing how to show up with them. So they come in as empty ghost-like creatures that are just hoping that they can prey upon some innocent woman that is yet to be informed about the fact that they exist. This is the kind of things your parents should have made you aware of before you ever left home, that hungry ghosts exist. and that they will prey on you.
You also spoke yesterday about the Great Mother. You spoke about mother
Yes.
and how when a man is connected to that Great Mother energy, he can do anything, as you demonstrated, and immediately a woman will respond to that.
Yeah.
So I wondered in that where the father energy is.
You're looking at it. I'm running the mother energy, but I'm 100% man. I'm carrying this full awareness of the mother internally. So that's the reason why I reach over and grab you behind your neck, like I'm a barbarian maybe, but you'll love it. Because you're gonna feel the mother in you holding you, and you're gonna be melting and shit. So it's all gonna be good, you see? I don't have to leave no parts of me behind. I just gotta know when to use what and how far to go with it. You feeling me? Let your breath out of your mouth. You're a woman all over, and the woman that you are all over reaches all the way over here. That's how big you are. But you've been playing in a small little box that's distorted your own awareness of who you are. I never would have to be in the same country that you're in to make love to you. I can make love to you from anywhere in the world. Because I understand it has nothing to do with what most people think it has to do with. They're confused. It's this that everybody is attempting to get a sip of, this wine that you're tasting in you right now. That's what everybody's in search of. But did you see how simple it was for me to give you a sip? That's how good the mother is. It shows you her generosity and her abundance. I ain't even have to walk over there to bring it to you. Show you how helpful she is. She knows I'm lazy, though. Yeah, I hold that title, laziest man in the world. That's the reason why I have to travel with an entourage. I'm too lazy to pick up a glass of water. But I'll do other things long past any normal human being. So it all evens out.
Gone back to the place of no questions. A question. Do you have an ego?
Do I have a what?
Ego.
If I do, it must be in a closet somewhere hiding. So I would never say with the closet's doors closed that it may, it could possibly be in there somewhere. I have no intentions to go looking for it. And if it is in there, I hope it stays. Because I'm enjoying living my life without being pestered by it.
You said the women of the ocean? Women of the ocean?
What about the women of the ocean?
You said the women are like the ocean.
Yeah, women are like the ocean. They're watery. This is the reason why when a woman goes into corporate environments and stays too long, she's burning fire all day long. Thinking all day long is fire. If she does that all day long for too many years, then without knitting or dancing or singing or doing something extremely feminine, then she's going to burn her ovaries up in short order. They'll start getting crispy. Most of the women that come to tell me about it after the fact, the ovaries were almost ready to turn to dust because they've been burning too much fire in their body for too long. But nobody told you that if you go into that environment, you need to know how to take care of yourself. Nobody told you that. They just throwed you out there. And the most of the men in the community are so ignorant at this point, they encourage you to go. You are supposed to be their reserve, their resource behind the scene. They say, reserve, fuck it. Go out there and get some more money. But this disrupted everything. This disrupted you, it disrupted the children. You'll know it disrupted you later on because you're so busy trying to be like a man until, it probably dawn on you later when you realize you're out there stranded somewhere. You feeling me? So, you beautiful women, y'all are like water, and water, when it runs through different places, it picks up the vibration of every single inch of its way down back to the ocean. It's all recorded in the water. But this is how you women are. But what kind of pollution are you putting in our water? Do you feel me? Because if it's all TV motivated and shopping motivated and me motivated, then you're just perpetuating insanity. But you're going to be held accountable at some point. That's the main thing for women on this plane, is that I have no idea of what made them think that they could come here and never be accountable. I have no idea.
What is it important for everyone to know? People may watch this.
What is it that's important for everyone to know? themselves as deeply as they can come to know themselves through that. Every aspect. Even down to being able to touch your own arm and know if the muscle is tighter today than it was yesterday. If you get up in the morning and you step out on the floor, then you can actually tell by stepping onto the floor that, oh wow, a muscle in my thigh changed from yesterday through the night. That's how well you should know your body, that if anything shifts or changes, you are aware of it. So that you stop losing awareness of your body living in your head and then never become aware of the body again until you're near death, because you become that numb and in denial.
We have to wrap up now.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome, precious.
I'm buzzing. And thank you for watching, and join us next time on Heart to Heart with me, Shakti Sundari. Questions I asked you were really dumb.
Most questions are.